Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, this is a long-awaited video. I have been talking about making a comparison video between the CC1 and the CC2 for a very long time. And it's come at a bit of a weird time because I'm actually getting rid of my CC2. If you've been keeping up in the printing world, you know the X2D just came out. With the release of the X2D and the type of projects that I've been on lately, the CC2 has become not really the tool for me anymore. But I don't want to dissuade you guys from getting a CC2, a Centauri Carbon 2. It's still a really great machine. I've had some hiccups here and there, and we'll talk about that, but it's not a bad machine, and I don't want you guys to think that from this review. This is really just going to be a strictly the facts. I am going to sprinkle in some things that I think about both the first machine and the second machine, but in general, I'm just going to be telling you straight facts, the differences between the two. Now, if you've been in the community, you also know the Centauri Carbon 1 is getting a multicolor upgrade. The canvas system, which is the multicolor for the CC2, is coming to the Centauri Carbon 1. Only took them a goddamn long time to do. Still though, I think people should rejoice. Right now, one of the first things I'm going to talk about right now, price-wise, it is $430, I think, for the Centauri Carbon 2, and right now it is $280 for the Centauri Carbon 1 on Elegoo's website. Now, the Centauri Carbon 1 is getting discontinued, if it hasn't been already. So whatever's remaining on their website is not going to be there forever, and if you want to scoop one up, I would really jump on it, okay? Because if that gets the multicolor upgrade and you get it at this really nice low price, it's going to be a really sick multicolor machine. Anyway, I think that we should just kind of get into it. I don't think there's much else to say. So let's just kind of start through it, all right? So, the obvious thing is the multicolor system. The canvas system is new to the Centauri Carbon 2, and we're going to talk about the kind of benefits that that comes with. The big thing about this second machine is a lot of people thought that it was maybe just a reskin with this multicolor add-on. That's not the case. This multicolor add-on, not to mention the redesign of the print head, small redesign, but a redesign nonetheless. This redesign allowed them to put more sensors for filament detection of various types. There's a cutter sensor, there's a clog sensor, there's a runout sensor, and those first two things were things that were not actually evident in the Centauri Carbon 1. If you got a clog, or hell, your spool didn't feed and it got stuck, but it was still in the runout sensor on the back or on the side, you would then be ghost printing. I've lost hundreds of hours to ghost printing on this machine. And where I work as well, at a print shop, we have lost hundreds and hundreds of hours to ghost printing on the Centauri Carbon 1. This is something that I have not had a single issue with on the Centauri Carbon 2, mostly because of that multicolor system keeping a watchful eye. But at the printhead, you have that added tech, which is also really nice. Another thing is that I want to talk about, just in comparison as a whole, is the heating. So I'm going to put up some videos right here of the bed heating. So on the Centauri Carbon 2, it looks like we get a little bit faster bed heating by about 2 minutes. The maximum bed temperature for both printers is 110 Celsius. It's a pretty robust temperature, I would say. A lot of printers have been starting to do it, but you know, for this price point, being able to print carbon fiber materials, carbon fiber nylon, it's actually really cool. This price point for a printer, you get a lot of bang for your buck. Yes, it's on the cheaper side. Yes, it lacks a few things that brands like Bamboo Labs has. It lacks the speed of the Creality series. But at the end of the day, I still really think for a Core XY multicolor machine, this is a really kick-ass addition to the community and to the world as a whole. So the nozzle temperature. Kind of moving on from the bed temp, the nozzle temp is a little bit different on the Centauri Carbon 2 as well. The CC2 can get up to 350 degrees, which is fucking bananas. A lot of printers, like I said, still really can't do that. They both come with hardened steel nozzles right out of the gate, which is super cool. and I think all printers should. The Bamboo ones, including the X2D, come with hardened steel, thank God. But again, at this price point, you have to consider the features that you're getting and how cool that is, because again, clock it back 4 years ago, that's not what we were looking at. Anyway, the CC1 caps at 320 degrees Celsius for the nozzle temp. I think that both machines, again, really good applications, but if you really need that extra 30 degrees, CC2 ekes over pretty well. Not to mention, of course, that the Centauri Carbon 2 base models, no canvas included, are going to be coming out this year at some point, so that is something to consider. Now, these are all kind of things that were relatively similar on the Centauri Carbon 1, but let's actually talk about things that are different. So first one, the aux fan has been moved to the left side. I think that'll give overall better cooling for your back and front. I think most people print things facing the front, and you know, if you want detail on both the back and front, it's kind of a big deal in my opinion. You can definitely tell that with the Centauri Carbon 2, they copied the P1S and a few other pretty big deal printers like the K2 series. You can kind of tell that they copied some of the features. Sometimes you'll look at the way it's starting prints and you'll be like, I've seen that on other printers. Like now it starts to wipe the nozzle on the back of the plate, just like Bamboo Lab printers. It does localized homing or bed leveling, which is really, really nice. So wherever your print is, it's just gonna level there. It's not gonna level the whole build plate. That is very nice. That should have been on the first one. What else? Ooh, the biggest one is the smart grill in the back. So I've printed ABS and ASA on the Centauri Carbon 1, and it was kind of a pain in the ass. You can do it, but I had some custom code for it to heat soak the chamber, and I had to sticky tack and shove the shit up the, shove something up the poop chute to prevent heat leak. Yeah, it's possible, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. And on the Centauri Carbon 2, they added a little something to make life easier when printing temperature-sensitive materials. That is the Smart Grill. I should be putting it up on the screen. If I'm not, at some point I will. The Smart Grill, when you are slicing your files, will actually auto-activate for whatever type of material you're using. If you're using ABS/ASA, which needs a chamber temperature to be high, it will shut the grill and be on heat save mode or whatever, and that'll make it so there's no excess heat leaving. But alternatively, if you're using something like PLA or TPU, which doesn't need heat, it will then open and vent out the hot air. Now, a lot of people make risers and little things to put on top of their printers so that that hot air vents out and it doesn't fuck up their print. But with the Centauri Carbon 2, I have not printed a riser. I have not taken the top off unnecessarily. I have not felt the need. With the cooling mode, it keeps it around, depending on your room, of course. If your room's hovering, you know, in the 27 Celsius areas and you have the cooling mode on, I would say the chamber will stay around 33 degrees Celsius, which is not in the danger zone for any material that I know of. I've had no problems. Yeah, I would say that that's actually one of the best additions. Like I said earlier, there's a lot more sensors. There's 8 total sensors that I'm aware of. A few in the head, a few on the canvas system, and that makes your quality of life a lot better. A lot less bullshit hiccups that cost you whole prints like on the CC1. I know that's a little bit of an opinion, but the facts are the facts. I didn't do anything wrong, and yet I lost prints. So something to kind of take into consideration. In all honesty, that kind of covers most of the stuff. I mean, yes, the default profiles in the slicer are faster, but if you're modifying your own settings, it doesn't really matter what the default slicer literally for anything is. I will say, because a friend of mine, whose name is Sean, shout out Sean if you see this, he pointed this out to me. He said that, or he showed me one of his prints that he was monitoring. Oh, shit, I almost forgot about that. The Centauri Carbon 1 does not have any app connections whatsoever. I think that was a really interesting move, because that wouldn't have made the printer any more expensive, as more or less technical R&D on their server side. I haven't had good experience with their cloud service. I have mine on land mode all the time because it's faster. In their cloud service is a bit new, it's a bit slow. If you have Bamboo printers, that's one thing that you're going to immediately notice, is that their cloud service tries to be like it, but it really isn't. Print monitoring. Print monitoring is a thing now. Elegoo Matrix, which is their app, which they normally use for their resin printers, has connectivity to the CC2, which is great. You just have to pair your printer, not that hard of a process. And in all honesty, it works when it works, and when it doesn't work, don't be surprised. My friend Sean has super reliable success with it. Good on him, good on Elegoo. I'm glad. I haven't, my boss hasn't. So don't expect that to be one of those prevalent features, but we're talking about differences here and we're talking about facts. The difference is CC1 did not have it, CC2 does. That's a good thing. Another thing that people may think is different, because the promotional images and the promotional videos said it, is the loudness of the printer. That's something a lot of people care about. I have mine in a whole separate room. You know, my bedroom's there, living room's there, door is there. I don't hear the printers ever. I shut the door and I get on with my life. But if you're working in an office that does have the printers, these are how your printers are going to sound. As you can see, there's really not that much of a difference. I don't think that the big plastic thing on the CC2 lends to any less noise canceling than the glass does on the CC1. I think that you're kind of going to be disappointed if you think they're quiet though. They are on the upper 50s even with the doors closed. Obviously if you go to slow mode, and this is just a little minor gripe, whenever anyone says silent mode for any of these printers and any of these promotional materials, it's on a slow printing mode. You physically can't print fast and be quiet on these types of printers. And I mean like cheaper printers, like sub 1000. The Prusa XL is one of the quietest printers I've ever heard. At like full speed, at like normal, it's a little bit higher speed, it's dead silent. And that's the only one I've ever heard that was actually like quiet right next to me, a foot away, and you can barely hear it. These bad boys, that is not the case at all. In those videos, I was about 2 feet away, and at 2 feet away, I mean, it's picking up, again, high 50s, mid 60s. Sometimes, if you get closer, it's about upper 60s to 70s. I'm sorry, I forgot. If volume is an issue to you, these are a little bit louder. Now, I do want to preface, this isn't a difference between the CC1 and 2, it's a difference between the CC1 V1 and V2. The V1, which is the first run of the printers, are extraordinarily loud. If you buy used Centauri carbons on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, you're gonna have to somehow verify if it's a version 1 or 2. I believe the version 2s had a better lighting setup and they had the canvas plug-in system on the back. If you are buying a printer from someone and it doesn't have those two things, the fan is going to be loud. It's going to be very squeaky. I don't know what to do to remedy this, but that is the facts. I had a version 1 and it was very loud and the light sucked. Version 2, they fixed all of that, okay? I think I've covered most of the differences and whatnot. In all honesty, there's a few cosmetic differences, but as far as the differences of the printer goes, it's going to be the tool head and the canvas system. Now, if that's enough for you and you like that multicolor style, I'd say go for it. But if you just want that printer in its base form, but you don't really think it's worth it, go with the CC1. But like I said, this is really just going to be mostly the facts. I know I threw a few opinions in there and I just couldn't help myself, but yeah, I'm gonna get an X2D. I like the CC2, it's a great printer, but the projects I'm doing are a lot of dual color ones, and I'm not gonna talk too much about the X2D. That's not what this video is about. And I know everybody has comments in the community about it. Put them in the comments, let's have a chat, let's have a debate, let's do it. But if you have any more questions or you need any clarification on what I said, or you have any other difference that you want to share, please put them in the comments down below. And yeah. Bye guys, take it easy, love you, stay printing, stay happy, and hopefully it won't take me a long time to make another video.